What up? It's Jimmy. This is a clip from our big NCAA football show that we shot today, Monday, December 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want to check out the whole show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen, available exclusively on odds.com. Here we go. The UAB Blazers getting us started at Marshall Thundering Herd Conference USA action. Let's go right to DJBigg Boss to start this around the horn. What do you think about this Conference USA championship game, and are you making a move?
Not making a move yet, but this UAB versus Marshall, I had to go figure out what happened in the Marshall-Rice game. Looks like quarterback threw 5 interceptions, but the numbers other than that did look fairly well. And in this one, it's going to be 2 freshman quarterbacks on both sides of the ball right here. So I'm going to go with the freshman quarterback whose QBR is just a bit above the other one. And I'm going to take Marshall in this one minus the 5.5. The 5.5 is a creepy number. Should it be 7? I don't know. I asked the panel, or should it be 3.5? But I like Marshall for the win right here. They have the awesome defense. They play some more quality games, and I think they walk away with the win minus 7.
I think that it makes sense. This is an angry Marshall squad who now had to spend an extra week in that embarrassment of the 20-0 loss to Rice. Let's see what John Ryan has to say about this spot. UAB Marshall.
Well, I don't have too much to say, really. The play, I think, is UAB. And UAB has had a history of playing well against pretty good defenses like Marshall is. But I have to question Marshall's strength of schedule numbers are certainly inferior to UAB by a pretty considerable amount, despite the fact that this is a conference championship game. It is the 2020 COVID year, so they did play different opponents. But UAB is also supported by a pretty good system here, too, that works against Marshall. So you're going to play on road dogs against a host who is coming off a game where they got beat by 28 or more points to the spread, and with the game occurring after the fourth one of the season. So the idea there, it doesn't eliminate the Marshall being pissed off after losing so badly, but it is kind of enlightening, at least to me, that you would think that Marshall would be not part of this system, and you would think that this system would not work. But there it is, 69% winners over the last 10 seasons with 90 bets made.
Okay, interesting take, John. Are you wanting to move on the UAB Blazers here as an official play?
Well, one question for you, Jimmy. How many official plays are we going to have in this competition?
That is a good question.
Because there's a lot of IPAs involved in this bet.
That is a good question that we should decide upon. I don't think I don't want to limit, but there should be a floor. How about that?
So we'll go by units 1.
We'll go by units 1.
Well, let me mark it. Let me go ahead and mark a line in the sand to taunt 2 of the panels right here. I'm going to be very contrarian when I say that this Marshall game looks like a dead under, but I'm going to go contrarian in this one with the 2 freshman quarterbacks. I expect a couple mistakes that's going to get us above the number, and I'm taking the over in this one. Mark me down, Jimmy.
I love it.
And also give me Marshall as well, because now that John Ryan broke it down and how many sticks and stones it takes to break my bones, I'm going to go ahead and jump on the other side.
Okay, so let's line shop for Big Boss very quickly here. We're at the odds.com. Let's see what we can get for you. So first we are going to start with Marshall, and we can get you a minus 5.5 and minus 108. Minus 5.5 and minus 108. That's available at FanDuel. And we can get you a total here for line shopping for Big Boss here. Marshall over 42.
Yes.
At minus 110 at BetMGM. Over 42 minus 110 at BetMGM. GM. Okay, so here this is a way to force at least a high minimum. I would like a minimum of 5 official bets minimum. No, excuse me. How about this? A minimum of 5 games. So minimum of 5 games, and so that would make the minimum at least 5 bets, but 5 games. Okay, so Big Boss is in Marshall minus 5.5 at FanDuel and the over 42. And let's go to John Ryan. You make anything?
I hate starting the show in this fashion, but I'm playing the under on this matchup.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with you and that mug. I still can't figure out what that mug said, but it must have been pretty funny.
Wait, just a sec. I can get you better than that if you want the juice, the Big Boss. There's a 41.5 at FanDuel.
Give me 41.5.
Over. Sorry, that. Over minus 1.5. Over 41.5 at minus 114.
I got on my over glasses anyways.
At FanDuel. Okay, there we go. And we have an under for John Ryan. I could get you a 42.5 at minus 114 or a 42 at minus 105, John.
42 at minus 105.
Okay, while I'm grabbing that and locking that in, let's go to Nolly Knows. Nolly, we are sitting here at the Conference USA Championship game. Blazers, Thundering Herd, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things that DJ said, a lot of indications that it'll be a low-scoring game. You look at the pace of play for both of these teams. Marshall ranks 91st with just 68.7 plays per game, and UAB even slower, 113th with just 65.1 plays per game, and they're relying heavily on the run. That's why you see these numbers. You run the ball, it runs the clock, less chance of running more plays. And on the defensive side, 2 great defenses. I mean, Marshall's only given up 11.4 points per game. UAB only 22.5. A big reason that Marshall's been able to handle and handle people very easily and led to their record here. They were able to handle Appalachian State 17-7, handled them pretty easily. But you see, not a lot of explosion on their offense, in my opinion. But when I see that number, such a low number, that's what's keeping me off the total. I see a 42, 43. I'd like to get a 44. If that number creeps up to around that to 44, 44.5, I might be pulling the trigger. But as of right now, no action on the total. But in my opinion, Marshall is the better team. Doc over there is going to have these guys ready to play. I thought they were going to put it on Charlotte. But that game got canceled. And here going against UAB, I mean, UAB will be ready to play as well. This is not uncharted territory for them. 3rd straight conference championship on the road for them. So I can understand that they'll fight, but to me, I believe Marshall is a touchdown better. But ultimately, no play for me. So I guess all that for nothing, though.
No, the insight was interesting, and you have 5 games, and we have got 10 here, so no rush. Let's see what CMac has to say. CMac, what do you think of that 20-0 loss, and how are you moving on this game?
Yeah, I think that 20-0 loss has made this number down. I think this would have been a touchdown or more if they don't lose that game. So that's why I'm going with Marshall here. I'm with Boss. I like that's under a touchdown. The 5.5 is a little bit of a weird number, like he was talking about. I think there's a better team. I think they're healthy. All year, Grant Wells hasn't been a great quarterback, but the 5 picks, I mean, that was just one of those days at the office, one of those games that I kind of have to throw out. I think they got the little bit better defense, the better team. So I'll lay the 5.5 with Marshall here.
I can get you minus 108. Marshall minus 5.5 and minus 108.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. I think that what UAB did in one game after 5 weeks off was impressive against a Rice team that was very high on themselves after their 20-0 shutout over Marshall. Now we have a very angry Marshall squad. I think that the best bet here would be Marshall first half. You know, then you can take out that UAB coming back in the second half and covering. And with that being said, and 10 games for me to choose from, I'm not going to be. I'm with Nolly. I'm not going to be moving on this Conference USA Championship. UAB Blazers. Marshall thundering. Heard